everyone. Today I'm going to discuss a topic regarding environmental engineering. In the previous session, we have already discussed about introduction, importance and necessity of protected water supply, objectives, flowchart and role of environmental engineer. Today in this class, I would like to give a lecture on water demand and quantity studies, in which we will be taking estimation of water demand for a town or city. Now let us go into the topic. Let me write it. Estimation of water demand for a town or city. Primarily, importance of estimation of water demand for a town or city. Primarily, importance in the design of water supply system is the framing of an estimative. It is the framing of an estimate giving the total quantity of water that will be required by the community after the completion of work. The estimate enables the determination of size and capacity of all the constituents of water supply, and this can be achieved with the help of two factors. They are factor A, the probable population estimation at the end of design period, probable estimation at the end of design period, and the second one is rate of water supply per capita per day. Rate of water supply per capita per day. So these are the two factors that has to be achieved with the help of estimation. Now, hence the total quantity of water required by a town or city per day shall be 270 multiplied with the total population in liters per day. Oh, sorry, I've written at the end of the page. Now let me go to the next page. Yeah, okay. That's fine. See, generally, the quantity of water required by a town or city is calculated basically for one person. If we take it for a single person, let me write it. WHO has given a standard rate of 270 LPCDs, liter per capita demand. So this is for a single person. If we want to take the total quantity of water that is required for entire town or city, then what we have to do is we have to multiply this 270 with number of population we have in that community, or it may be your town or city. This is how we are going to calculate the total quantity of water required for town or city per day. This is done for per day ma. Okay. Now let us go to the next topic, that is types of water demands. Yeah, basically we have discussed in the previous classes that what are the types of demands we are having. Now let us go to the brief word of it. Types of demands are classified into 6 categories based on the requirements. Yeah, here we will be writing the various types of water demands for a town or city. First one is your domestic water demand. Second one is industrial demand. Institutional and commercial demand. Type 4 is demand for public use. Fifth one, fire demand. Sixth, losses and waste. So these are the types of water demands we are having. Now let us go one by one each. First one is domestic water demand. Let me write as number 1 over here. The quantity of water required in the houses for drinking, bathing, cooking, washing, etc. is called as your domestic water demand, and this mainly depends upon the habitats, social status, climatic conditions and customs of people. According to the standards IS 1172 1963, under normal conditions the domestic consumption of water in India is about 135 liters, that is LPCD, but in developed countries this figure may be between 350 LPCDs because of use of air coolers, air conditioners, maintenance of lawns, automatic household appliances. The details of domestic consumption are: for drinking we consume 5 liters per day. This is the minimum standard. This is not like a particularly a thing what we have to use. This is like basic calculation. For drinking we will be using 5 liters, cooking 5 liters, then for bathing 55, washing of clothes, let me write it as clothes, 20 liters, For utensils cleaning, we take it as 10 liters. For house washing, we take it as 10 liters. So this is the total calculation, and if you count the entire thing, yeah, if you calculate all the above values, you will get 135 liters per day. This is how they have divided the domestic consumption. Okay, this is about domestic consumption for one single day, for one single person. This is for one single person. This is not for the total community. It is only for a single person. Okay. Now our next demand is industrial demand. Yeah. The water which is required in the industries is mainly depend on the types of industries which are existing in the city. The water required by factories, paper mills, cloth mills, cotton mills, beverages, sugar refineries, etc. consumes industrial use. The quantity of water demand for industrial purpose is around 20 to 25% of total demand of the city. So as we know that in domestic demand we are taking 135 liter per capita per day. When it comes to your industries, what we do is from the total discharge what we are giving, for suppose if we take it as 100%, in the 100%, 20 to 25% is divided for your industrial region. So that is about your industrial demands. Depends on the type of factories you are going to have or type of industries you are using, this quantity of water will be different. So that is how it is calculated. Yeah, let us go to the next one. Our third demand is institutional and commercial demand. See, institution, basically we know what institutions mean. It is called colleges, universities or schools or commercial buildings, that comes under your institutions. This universities, institution, commercial buildings and commercial centers include office buildings, warehouses, stores. Yeah, this includes office buildings, warehouses, stores, hotels, shopping centers, health centers, schools, temples, cinema houses, railways and bus stations, etc. These all comes under your institutional and commercial buildings. Under this category, according to our IS standards, according to our IS code 1172/1963, water supply requirement for public buildings other than residences are shown in the below chart. Let me show it in the below chart. Let me write it. Type of building, and construction per capita per day. Here we'll be taking it in count of construction. Okay, your first one is factories where the bathrooms are required to be provided. Let me simply write it as factories with bathrooms. Here we consider it as 45. In this case, 2 were factories without bathrooms. It is taken as 30 liters per day. Yeah. Second one, hospitals based on number of beds, in which first cases number of beds exceeding 100. If our count of bed is more than 100, in that point we'll take the per capita water demand as 340. If the bed count is if the bed count is exceeding 100, then we'll consider it as okay, it is 450. If it is less than 100, we take it as 340. Okay. Third cases, nurses' houses and medical quarters. Here for this we take it as 135. For hostels, same count, we take it as 135. For offices, the count is as 45 liters. For restaurants, according to the number of seats we are having, we take it as 70. For hotels, per bed, it is 180. For cinema, concert halls and theaters, let me simply write it as cinema. Okay. For cinema halls, we consider it as 15. In schools, this is also categorized into two things. First one is day school. It is 45. And for boarding school, it is taken as 135. And let me write it over here. We have two more things. For gardens or sports grounds, we take it as 35 per square meter. Okay. For gardens and sport grounds, it is taken as 35 per square meter. For animals and vehicles, it is taken as 45 liters. So these are the 11 types of requirements of water in institutional and commercial demands. Yeah, now let us go for the next demand. That is demand for public use. Quantity of water required for public utility purpose such as for washing, sprinkling on roads, cleaning of sewers, excuse me, watering of public gardens, public fountains, etc. comes under public demand. To meet the water demand for public use, provisions of 5% of total consumption is made, designing the water works for a city. For coming out through this public water demands, what we do is we'll add 5% of extra water to the quantity of demand what we are going to supply. Excuse me. Yeah, let us continue into the next class.